Just a quick video, my friends. I know it's Sunday, and I said I'm not going to do videos on Sunday anymore. But my man Dougie B Fresh, actually, this not our Dougie B Fresh. This guy's Doug from the Jesus Words Only YouTube channel. I was in communication with him back and forth. I said, "How do you keep the Sabbath?" Now for him, and probably it really should be the Sabbath needs to be on a Saturday. I said, "Well, I don't do videos on the Sabbath, my Sabbath, which is Sunday, and I need to revisit this, frankly, because I want to honor God. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep the Sabbath. And what Dougie B said is not our Dougie B, who's been around this channel for a long, long time, who I like actually quite a bit. Dougie B's an inquisitive kind of guy. But Doug from Jesus Words Only said, "Well, Josh, he knows my videos, my YouTube channel goes, if you're doing it to help people, Jesus says that's okay. If you're working on the Sabbath in order to help people, like for out of wage, for okay. If you're doing it to help people, Jesus says that's all right. You're helping the poor and stuff like that. And so basically, essentially, don't take a wage or anything like that, if that makes sense. As long as you're helping people. Now, here's the issue: is I still get income on my videos on YouTube, so I got to find a way to make these videos I do on Sunday, and it might soon be Saturday. I have to revisit the actual dates of the Sabbath in the Bible. Some of y'all might know it better than I do. I'm familiar that the ancient Hebrews had the Sabbath on the Saturday. I'm not actually sure how it got changed to Sunday. And so I don't really need to know that much right now. If you have some links or something like that for me to read, I'd like to see that. But anyway, point being is, if I'm helping you in terms of your ability to hang up the boots and pursue a more fulfilling life, if I make money off that video I do on the Sabbath, I will donate that for sure to a pregnancy center, 100%. And what I mean is that money would be in terms of whatever YouTube revenue I get from that video, if that makes sense. So I got to put that's what I'll do. I'll put something that says Sabbath video. Ooh, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. And then I'll just calculate the money I get and give to the pregnancy center. You know what I'm saying? Oh, hey, look at that, man. God. The point being is, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I mean, I have work, but not a crappy old job in an office or anything like that. And once you're free from those shackles, you can pursue stuff that is of interest to you, even if it's not of interest to any other person. It doesn't matter. If it's of interest to you, that's what matters. And so the things that are of interest to me, the Michelson-Morley experiment. I'm just reading about Dayton Miller right now. I read about this physicist who also won a Nobel Prize in economics saying, we need to revisit our theories on gravitational theory, that's what he said. And this is the guy, Alias, I think his name. Maurice, I want to say Alias. I never heard this guy, but he won a Nobel Prize in economics, and he's a physicist before that. He's like, dude, the fact is it's a scandal that science has never talked about Dayton Miller's experiments. And Dayton Miller came out of the realm of Michelson-Morley. And we all know Michelson-Morley, right? Right? Do you not know Michelson-Morley? Well, you should. The Lorentz transformation, why we can't prove that the Earth spins from being on the terrestrial plane. Even Einstein said that. Even though he said, even though the Earth revolves around the sun, we can't prove that being on the terrestrial plane. Okay, so how do we prove it then? Well, anyway, you know what I'm saying. I will leave that for another video. But see, I enjoy this stuff. You might not enjoy it. You might enjoy it. I was talking to these guys yesterday. He just wants to go on his boat, man. He's on a lake, wants to go on his boat. He's 70 years old, this guy. He goes, he's been working, I don't want to say where, but all over the world he's been traveling. You know what I'm saying? Doing work for his line of work. He goes, he told me a story. He got stuck someplace. It could have been pretty bad for this guy. And he's like, I just like going out to the lake. He doesn't have a lot of money, this guy, but he's got a boat. He's got no debt. He's like, me and my wife, we go out to the lake, and we just go to various coves. We sit there and eat lunch and have fun with each other. And, it's just a relaxation like I've never had before. And if I can help that, even on a Sunday or the Sabbath, that makes me feel real good, dude. And if I get monetary value from that in terms of whatever money I make on those videos, they will go to the pregnancy center. So I'm big about babies, baby. big about babies. Pregnancy center, you know, they're once we get these 4D, 3D or 4D, I can't remember, 4D or 3D imagery, whatever it is. Once we get those in all freaking places, I mean, you watch the abortion rates just plummet. Abortion is a sick, evil thing. It doesn't mean if you had an abortion, you're a sick, evil person. It means you made a mistake and you need repentance. And it means the guy who put you in that place made a mistake and he needs repentance too, because if he kept in his pants, he would not have done that. It means the freaking doctor who did that horrible procedure is sick. It made a sick and evil mistake and he needs repentance. But you think I don't for repentance for everything I've done? Oh my goodness, dude. You think I'm better than you because I've never had an abortion? Hey, only but for the grace of God, man. It was close back there in high school, let me tell you. Hey, anyway, the point being is when you get out of your crappy old job, it opens up your world to things you can digest, investigate. You don't have to just listen to what everybody else is telling you. I can't describe the level of joy I get in saying, I never knew that. I never knew about, you know, the silliness of the Fitzgerald-Lorentz contraction to validate Einstein. I mean, and as such, like, well, that, and then, or Eddington, and this is just what I'm just thinking about right now. I never knew about this stuff. I never knew about Paul's discrepancy with Jesus, for instance. About eating meat that was sacrificed for idols. Jesus says, no, you can't. Paul says, yes, you can. There's a contradiction there. And that's an actually pretty important contradiction, too. Anyway, but that might not be of interest to you. That's fine. You might just say, look, man, I got a green thumb. I want to get out there and garden. I want to develop new species of plants. Or what, I don't know. I want to take in dogs, homeless dogs. The sun's getting all weird. This kind of makes me look kind of, whoa, scary. I just do like that. You know, you might have a whole thing you want to do, and that God is fulfilling to you. Say, man, go. Create, research, investigate, help, go. I don't know what it is, but it's going to be tough to do that when you're working 40. And when you're working 40, you know you're working 50, because it takes an hour each way. Well, that's 20 hours right there, right? Yeah. So let's say it gets an hour to commute. So that's 50. It takes an hour to get ready. That's 60 hours just working, of which 20 of those hours, a third of it is not even at work. And most of you guys know you're working more than 40 anyway. Anyway. So that's what I'm going to do, man. Sundays I'm going to do videos to try to, whatever. I'm going to put it on their Sabbath video. That's what I'll do. Yeah. That'd be good. And I'll keep track of that. I'll put a playlist of Sabbath videos, see how much money I made from those, and whatever. And I might not make much, but give it to the pregnancy centers. Yeah, that's a great idea. Look at me coming up with good ideas on the fly. I just literally thought of that idea while I was doing this. Anyway. So it goes back to your retirement. What's keeping you from retiring? Fear? Yeah. Are you more feared about running out of money than you are of God, for instance? I think we all kind of are. We have more fear about the temporal than we do the eternal. And that's got to change, man. For me, too. I'm looking at myself for me, too. Anyway, so, just thought process. Right. We'll see you.